Alright, y'all, so I did an EMF message last night, as you can see here. Okay, so I wrote the words down like I tell you to. If you're interested in doing this, download an EMF reader that works for you. Your best bet would be one with a word box. And you'll write the words down that come through the EMF reader, and then you will go and look up the definitions to those words. Now, I do want to say that when you do this, you need to get to know your EMF reader before you'll really be getting any messages to come through, right? So that means just having it on and running for a couple of weeks, and then go ahead and take your time to define the words. So the message translation that I got says, something remembered of the past, a recollection, a sweet fruit that grows on a fig tree. Something is a consequence that arises from something. A ruler of a home took direction to a place where a matter to a case is evaluated in court. So this tells me that somebody is reminiscing about the past. Obviously good reminiscing, so possibly is missing whatever it is they're reminiscing about. This brings upon sweet feelings, pleasing thoughts, and whatever this was ended in court, okay? Now, it did not say to me that the person that reminisced brought this to court, but a household leader. So this could be a parent figure that brought something to court in regards to whatever is being reminisced about. The next set says, someone who tracks people down followed command for something to be done at midnight at a natural scenery. Someone in a chair with wheels because of mobility issues. So when I read that, it instantly made me think of like my situation. So I feel that the man that kidnapped me was hired to do so. And I'm not really going to speak much more into that, but this paragraph here translated to me that somebody was hired to track down somebody, to follow them, and then they were given a specific task at midnight to take this person to a all natural area, so maybe just woods or a place that is secluded, and then the mobility in a wheelchair. So this person that they're doing this to could possibly be disabled, or maybe they wanted this to end in somebody becoming disabled, or this could mean that whoever this was that was doing the following has ended up in like a psych ward. The next set says, a continuous period of specified success or luck, a brief journey or sudden start into activity. In other words, communication of an expected amount of money is increasing motivation for blocked security, and it has timed out. So this is saying that somebody who has hit a streak of good luck has come across some money to make this happen, and there was a specific amount talked about for this to happen, and the whole motivation behind doing this was not only payment, right, but blocked security, meaning this person could commit any crime they wanted and not get in trouble. But the time has ran out, so this is stating that either somebody needed to get something done by this midnight time and did not, or time has ran out and the truth is coming out. It says an in-person confrontation driven by intense negative emotion. Someone moving at their maximum speed will be erected out of something and into a building. God's promise, making it his personal responsibility. So there was a confrontation that happened in person. Okay, somebody got into a vehicle and started traveling at their maximum speed that this vehicle would allow. This person either got into an accident and ejected out of the vehicle and hit a building, or this person was stopped by authorities and removed from the building or from the vehicle and taken to a building, a police station. And God is saying that He's made it his personal responsibility to see this situation through. Then we have the next one. To handle the wicked, an illusion to cause someone an accident is reversed. They will experience double texture and appear drunk. So whoever was to cause an accident, right, and make it appear as though it was somebody's fault so that they could get in trouble with authorities, it failed. Okay, authorities knew that whoever they were accusing, it was not their fault, and Divine is throwing that energy back at the person, so only this time they're actually going to appear drunk. This says money that is an authorized medium of exchange is to be discharged to someone as a private obligation of inheritance. This person has heightened spiritual awareness, enlightenment, and creativity. It's an old soul that is a guide to help others. They have the book of law and they live the book of law and are going to keep going to help reform the nation. Sorry, I can't read these when I have to write so fast. Reform the nation. This is granted because their power to enable the imagination. So, this is a divine being that has a specific purpose to help humanity in a big way, and Divine is talking about releasing this inheritance to them now. This next one says, a person who has the ability to invoke, conjure, weapons, gear, and minions to fight wars. He is behaving poorly, immoral, and is unskilled at his task. He is active in a town or city and can't function countryside or in a village. People have failed to make effective, positive, or productive use of available resources of this person sent by a higher source. So they're saying that there's a male here that was introduced to this being that has a special purpose for humanity. And this person did not act right when God was, in a sense, giving them a blessing by having them come across this higher being's path, because this higher being has resources that could have helped this person, right? But unfortunately, this person doesn't know how to act appropriately and can't stay out of trouble by keeping them out of the city's hustle and bustle, right? So it says a tough, mature woman who has a deep trust or distrust of men can be quite aggressive, possibly holds a past life of being a goddess of the sea who captures sailors in her net. They are lying about knowledge that they claim to have for status, wealth, and success, and is wanting the one who symbolizes unity, thrift, and historical tradition, making them the lucky token. Okay, so this divine being with this purpose here that has run across this man's path that did not utilize her correctly is now dealing with an older female who, to me, that description sounds like a siren spirit. This siren spirit is not this divine being's friend. I don't know if this divine being feels that way or not. And so this siren is actually looking to take these abilities that this divine being has possession of, right? Okay, so the next one says, this aggressive woman is upset that the male figure in her life chose to perch above her rather than dealing with the egg. So to me, that is talking about a family unit like birds. So when birds have babies and they're in the nest, the father actually perches up a branch or two from the nest while the mother takes care of the eggs. And that is mainly because the father has to protect the nest and watch for predators and potential food, and the chaos of the nest will distract him, so he perches above it. So this says dealing with the egg, avoiding a chaotic feeding behavior of the egg turned chick. So this is a father and daughter relationship that it is talking about. So this siren female is going to be someone's daughter. It says this woman engaged in an act in the evening time that a Christian male, now this could be the name Christian, or this could be an actual male that is Christian, Christian male, to come inside her and leave his penis inside her to soak. Now the soaking part is the ritual part. It says this ritual has caused this woman to now be experiencing phenomenon. This was done as a solution, something they found clever and useful and done just in time. So when I think about that, it sounds like it's describing soul ties to me. So this female had relations with this male, and it's left a soul tie, dark energy on this female, okay? and this female may have possibly gotten pregnant. This pregnancy could have been planned by this female, maybe to be able to be looked at as an adult, and emancipated, or something along those lines. Okay, so the next one says, they are mad that you have been a secret consonant this whole time. A vessel structure for divine energy to work through secretly. So this siren could actually be a energy from a past life of yours that has come through as a child or family member to you. And it could have been a karmic situation, meaning there's bad karma between you from a past life that was supposed to get rectified this lifetime, but they have chose to keep it going. And it says, so they're mad that you've actually have been given the role that you have, and they could be trying to get a piece of it, or think that they could take it. It says you have focused on developing a sense of purpose, morale, resilience, and connection that goes beyond the physical, legal, or tactical demands of the job. You are the bullet that is building things yourself with compensation of my voice is going out with compensation of the higher power, making you and the higher power the key factor. The higher power has chosen you. Okay, so the fact, the reason why you got chosen is because there was a situation here, and this woman, this siren, has witnessed this situation. So prior to this situation, you may have not been, you might not have been bad, but you might not have been as upstanding and honest and genuine and real as you are now. Okay, so this transition that you've made, this woman has watched it, and the thing is it's talking about a purpose, right? So you went searching for a purpose. In that purpose, you developed your morale and your resilience, okay? Because you've obviously been tested and put through your trials and tribulations. And then on top of that, you built a connection with the Most High that goes beyond the physical realm, okay? And the work that you have done goes beyond anything, or goes beyond that. It protects you from any type of legal or tactical moves that are made against you. And it's because you've put in so much work that the amount of work you put in goes beyond what a physical demanding job would have requested from you. And when you put in that work and were tested, that is when the Most High agreed to allow you to become one of the chosen ones, right? It says, the moment you chose truth, if, let's just say this is a child of yours, if you chose truth, that means you have confronted all issues between you and that child, right? Or all issues between you and other family members. And this child has witnessed you do this, has witnessed you accept your area of fault, has witnessed you understand other people's area of fault and accept it, forgive it, maybe still put up boundaries, right? And so because of that, it then threw you in the momentum of where you experienced intense, raw, and agonizing pain. Now, that intense, raw, and agonizing pain is because you not only had to face truth from that moment on, but you had to go back in time throughout your life and go through your memories and things like that, your relationships that you've had with people, and reflect on it and really be honest with yourself. And sometimes that can hurt. There's people that you've lost, coming to realization that it may have been because of you, or maybe coming to the realization that you haven't had anyone good in your life, and you've dealt with nothing but abuse, right? So then it says dealt with agonizing pain connected to the limitations and struggle of the human existence on earth, going through deep spiritual distress and a need for divine intervention regarding a human issue. So something happened to you that could have possibly ended up in you losing your life. And because of the amount of work that you did, and you did it gracefully, and divine had now accepted that contract to work with you, he had to step in so that this situation here didn't end your life, that divine could continue to utilize you for humanity. It says, issue that became overwhelming. A franchise benefited from the betrayal and the slander. So it's stating here you've been broken down. You've been defamation of character, any type of reputation, right? So next one says, you have declared the Lord is your God. So at this point, you're acknowledging there's a higher power. You are talking about this higher power, and you're telling people that you wouldn't have made it this far without God backing you. So showing faith, strength, and devotion, you have been turned into a prophet. So you now, probably after the experience, depending on if you were born with these gifts or not, for you to be a prophet, that means you're a seer. You are aware of people, you're aware of what they do, you're aware of their energy, of who they are, what they're hiding. You can see their past and into their future. It says, because of your strength, your friendliness, and approachability to help people find their faith and strength, and now to stay in their devotion. So you're also uplifting people, okay? People find you approachable, which makes you easy to deliver these messages to. They're more inclined to accept them from you. It says, a woman with dark hair, dark skin, who has the visual presentation of a headscarf and wide, jovial smile designed to mask brutality of slavery and exploitation. Represented that stereotype visual from America's Jim Crow minstrel shows, literature, and branding era. So I think this is talking about there's a stereotype of black women from a certain era that possibly could have been the hardest era, or one of the most destabling eras of that culture. It says, claiming to fight the relegation of black women to low-paying domestic labor has done the very thing to this human being that the higher power chose to work divinity through. So there is a black female that has also gone after. This sounds like the people who all came against this person is being outed in this message right now. This is telling you exactly who worked together. This woman fighting for the culture and history that America dehumanized or desensitized and dehumanized, and labor slavery has turned this divine being into a discriminated slave, forced to be viewed as neglecting her own, creating an unattractive, obese perception, fixing her position to subordinate domestic servant to a low-paying or no-paying position. So, it sounds like a black female put a divine being who, I guess she could be a black female that this black female is repeating history with, or the divine being could be a white female that this black female is trying to, in a sense, retaliate against, using the history that caused them great pain. Divine is going to make them remember how they felt during the times of trials and tribulation. So these people could have been a part of something very very dark and depressing, or very traumatic for the divine being. Divine is going to show them the reason what they did to the divine being is wrong. So karma is going to be coming back around to teach these people. And divine is letting them know that so it gave me the number 55, and when I was putting this together, I didn't know if 55 was like, in a sense, showing that there was going to be massive change for the divine being, or if it was related to an age. So if you go to translate your words and you get stuck like that, you have to look at the previous sentence you just wrote to see if the age or the meaning behind 55 was going to make sense with the previous sentence. So in this case, the age 55 is what is there, okay? Of their 55 years, they have been blessed. And this is talking about all three of these people, okay? So, you got an age range of however the youngest to the oldest is. Says with a lot of opportunities and abundance, and has yet to take a knee and show humility during prayer. So, these three people, because karma is now activated, could be starting to run scared and pray, right, for the help. But divine is looking at it as they have received all of what they could, the best of the best, in their lifetime, and took it for granted, and they never once prayed to him properly to really actually have been able to receive what they did. So it says the amount of money that has been given and currently possesses was not given due to hard work, but divine allowed it to work out because of the divine being. They used her as a commodity, and they will now be a commodity, an example to those who don't show humility. So, used her as a commodity. So these people were well aware of the situation with this divine being, what amount was being given out for what they could do to her, and they all took part in it for a piece of that payment. And so now divine is going to turn that around, and they're going to now turn into the commodity so that this divine being can receive what was taken from her. It says, for those who don't show humility and don't take a knee when praying to me, the one true living God. So, yeah, that is what the EMF reader, the message that came out today. Sounds like 3 people are currently known about now at this point, and the plan for karma, for justice to start coming into effect is now active. Okay, so go on ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe, and hop on my page, take a look at my other videos, and see if any of those resonate with you as well.